how do you feel about the industry? Blah 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 blah. Okay.
How do I feel about the industry? I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. Industry's fucking bullshit.
um.
It's a popularity game, kids. Fucking ditch it while you can.
So, LakeToyaVA,
Hello.
you are my friend, and also you are an aspiring voice actor. You went to school for audio engineering, right?
That is true. Yes.
Okay. What do you have like? Do you have any kind of like insight into the industry of video game voice acting at all? What's your like experience with that as far as knowledge goes?
As far as knowledge goes, like if we're talking about the realm of ADR, like voice acting and sound effects, ADR was actually my specialty whenever I went to school. And so, I'm not too versed in like the mechanics and like, oh, whenever this action happens, this sound effect plays, or like, I'm not sure how that works. I'm just like more on the like recording side, and like how sound effects work and stuff. Like, you know,
Okay, okay. And what about like voice acting as well? Do you have like I mean, I know you follow a lot of voice actors. Do you know anything that goes into the industry as far as voice acting goes?
yeah. Yeah, I know a lot about kind of like how the voice acting world works, how we record lines and stuff.
You've actually talked to people in the what animation industry?
Oh yeah, I've talked to people in the animation industry, the game industry.
Okay. So, say uh you are not a AAA developer, right?
Right.
And you are trying to get voice actors for a localization project. So you're in America, you're doing that. Who are you hiring? Where are you getting these voice actors? Like where does the talent come from?
The talent usually comes from like, okay, so a lot of places like I don't know, like marketers and stuff, like advertising firms, they'll get their voices from like casting sites like voices.com or 123, I think it's called 123 Voices. Uh but as far as like indie development goes for video games, a
Well, this
lot.
this isn't indie. This is actually FromSoft, but early FromSoft.
Well, it's actually starting to become more common to kind of scout voice actors from Twitter, right?
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, that's a lot of people will kind of bust out casting calls there because what they do is they hire a casting director, and the casting director goes out and finds voices for them, and Twitter is kind of a hot spot. But I will say, however, a lot of the casting is done from like a lot of them are like closed auditions, right? From like voice actors that are already well known. If you're a AAA game company, you should be able to get some pretty good voices.
Yeah. This is to give you a little background on this project is it's an old FromSoft game and these were primarily released in Japan.
Right.
And there's a localization company called AgeTec. This is what the year 2000 when it comes out. So this is like ancient voice acting stuff, but yeah, I don't know if they have like an in-house team as like a localization firm or if they're just like picking up random people or not random people, but they're picking up different people all the
Uh,
time.
I've heard, it's what, it's 2020, and I'm only 22 years old. So I only have tales from back in the early 2000s of how the voice acting world was, but I heard shit was a little bit unprofessional back then.
Okay,
As far
okay.
as far as like who they would hire, I've heard like stories of them just fucking grabbing people off the streets and stuff.
That's sometimes I feel like they were doing it too.
Oh god.
So yeah, I'm gonna hop in. I'm gonna show you some clips here of just some voice acting. Just some of the stuff that I personally thought was a little bit egregious.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and get into that. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I was born ready.
This first one is actually, well, we can let you listen to the narrator at least, because I actually thought this was good. But here you go.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
And that the neighboring country, Aldine, had suddenly become a cruel, aggressive invader. There was one other thing. They had all left for the island. That was all he was able to remember.
Now, I actually think narration is very different from voice acting, because you don't necessarily have a role to play. But do you have any thoughts on that? How did you feel that was done?
I mean, I think I think you still have to like kind of go for a voice as far as narration goes, and I think it did pretty well. I mean, yeah, it was pretty decent. I'll be honest. I kind of felt like he was reading me a passage out of the Bible for a second, but it was
I mentioned how it's like those like hentai episode recaps at the beginning of a hentai, but instead it's like some like old guy reading it to me. But anyway, the bar here is like kind of, I'm like, okay, well the narrator is like kind of good, you know, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And then the first scene of the game, which is our first exposure to voice acting in the game, is this guy, and this is a fisherman right here. The green guy is a fisherman, and he is he's just like a fucking peasant guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, and we're gonna play this real quick.
I gotta be going now.
Thanks for the lift.
If you're gonna deliver that ladder, you'll be a lot better off doing it before night.
Okay, so what do you think about this?
Why does he sound like a New York butcher? Why? It's supposed to be like Middle Ages, right? Like Lord of the Rings type stuff.
Yeah.
He sounds like hey, don't. What the fuck? Grab the cannoli, leave the gun. Oh my goodness.
How much direction do you think is like was given to this guy in regards to his character?
Hopefully the bare minimum. Like I wasn't really expecting that.
I'm convinced that this guy said like they put this guy in the booth and they're like, "Hey, you're playing a character with a brown shirt. He's a worker."
Yeah, be tough.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
The main character, from what I heard, honestly, he sounded a bit like Cloud. But that's he said like one word though. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like one of very few voice lines he has in the game.
Okay, he doesn't talk much. That's good, I guess.
Definitely is. So yeah, that's your first exposure to voice acting. And I'm gonna show you two.
Who's this handsome devil?
He looks kind of like a deformed Dragon Ball character, but
Just a bit.
okay, yeah. So these are the two like. Not the biggest offenders of like what I would call like overacting or like misinterpreting the role, but they are two of the ones that I'm going to show you here first.
Hey, real quick before we go, I just want to say he kind of reminds me of that one famous still frame of Joey Wheeler. Do you know the one I'm
like
talking
where his
about?
face is all scrunched up?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does kind of have that kind of vibe. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
You're the new guy. Yeah? The king wants you to retrieve the eternal power? Hey, sorry. I'm a nosy person. I won't tell the captain. Why don't
I'm
you
laughing
visit
too,
the
buddy.
shrine? There might be something of interest there.
Okay. So, what do you think about this guy? This guy's voice acting. This is like this guy is like he's like he runs the armory. He gives you your first sword in the game.
Like, I guess he fits. I don't know what kind of character he's supposed to be. This is like the Bronx Middle Ages. Like, I don't know what he's going for. He's kind of creepy. Like with the face and the voice.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. So yeah, here's Trunks from Dragon Ball Z that we're gonna talk to.
That emblem. I heard there was someone coming from the mainland. I was expecting more than just a young boy for being the king's favorite.
I mean, like, it wasn't as jarring as the last two, right? However, it was like very, I don't know, fucking monotone. Like it was.
See, this is like a problem that I felt that I had when I was doing this is like half the characters were just fucking ridiculous, like, you know, fucking, hey, it's Two-Tone Tony, I'm over here fishing. And then
Forget
there's
about
like
it.
a bunch of characters who are like, the king sent you. You know what I mean? Like,
And like he was super, I don't know, quiet, I guess. God, these early PS2 graphics scared the shit out of me.
they definitely are spooky.
I can't believe Kingdom Hearts 2 was made on the same console as this thing.
Yeah. Well, you gotta know this is like these people working with brand new hardware. There's new there's new like facial rigging software that they don't quite like
Understand.
Yeah. I remember the composer in an interview was saying like, yeah, the PS2's fucking crazy. Like, I can't believe they allowed me so much space for music.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm sure this was like super groundbreaking for the time.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you a scene here.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that guy looks cool. He's got like the white hair and everything. Oh. It's a little creepy. Wait, what is that? Oh, holy shit.
Little rats of the elders. Is that the best you can do? The eternal ring is mine! Mine!
Wait a second.
Mine!
Hold on. Did you skip past that dialogue or did that just happen?
No, that just happened.
That just happens. His line gets cut off in the middle.
Yeah.
I was literally for a second, I was just like, oh wow, that's actually kind of like a cool little effect they added to his voice. You know, it's nothing too like complex, but like, you know, it's kind of spooky. And then like right as I'm thinking that, his dialogue just cuts off in the middle. Mine. That was interesting. Also, that was a very lackluster throw sound effect. God, I also liked his little mind, and he's like an angry little caveman.
Yeah, for sure. It actually like it's just this like juxtaposition between like almost overacting to like underacting, and it
Yes.
really like fucks with me.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a big gap as far as the excitement I hear in the voices.
All right, so this is the second like voice modulation type effect that I wanted to show you.
Okay.
This guy is like a king that's been turned into a monster.
Oh my fuck.
Are you? I've never seen that emblem. What obscure little country are you from? I am the great King of Aldine, Matthew B. Ross III.
Okay. So, uh I think it comes pretty close to being good. However, there's a tad too much bass on that. Just a little bit. The bass is a little blown out. Yeah, that was a little jarring. I wasn't quite ready for that one.
It's just
Like,
I just imagine you're like in the club and you're like listening to this guy like talk.
he's fucking he's like fucking dubstepping out of his his vocal cords. Jesus.
Yeah, yes, but yeah, no, this like definitely like the fucking like voice, the voice like modulation just is completely blown out, and like it sounds like he's underwater. It's really funny.
Like, I like if you clean that up a little bit, right? And you fucking took out all of that fucking bass. I have a feeling it wouldn't be that bad, you know? But as it stands, holy shit. I also, by the way, I really like, I don't know, this game's atmosphere. It kind of reminds me of Berserk.
Yeah, it's definitely brutal in that way at least. One more thing. And before we get into this, I need to ask, how did the voice acting community back in the day handle hiring children?
Oh, fuck.
Or like people who voice act children, because I know sometimes they get women to like voice act
Yeah.
little boys, right?
Well, yeah, a lot of the times they'll get women. And that's like a practice that still kind of stands today. I mean, yeah, I guess on some things they would like attempt to do actual child actors. And from what I've seen, it rarely ever worked. Most of the time, it was just smarter to get a woman to voice the children, because their voices can really like. I mean, their voices can go really high pitched, and an adult male's voice. It's not that an adult male's voice can't do that. It's just that it's rarer.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for women to hit those notes. But children acting, it's kind of something you just want to stay away from.
I actually don't know, and you can tell me. Okay, so this is like a fabricated human. He's like ultimate evil. He feels no emotions. He has no concepts of life and death. He's supposed to be this like terrifying, well, not terrifying, but like he is like a destructive power.
Okay.
All right. And we're gonna go ahead and let that play.
Hey you! I saw you.
Oof.
What did you do to Lila? She was talking to you. Then she stopped moving. Why? What happened to Lila? Let me out. Ah!
No! No! What was that? Let me out! Ah! Oh my god! See, it wasn't that bad in the beginning. Like it was honestly, I mean, yeah, it wasn't that well acted, but it still kind of had this kind of eerie, like kind of creepy feel, because I guess kids can be fucking creepy sometimes. But holy shit. Fucking yes. Yeah, that's why you want to stay away from child actors.
Yeah, do you think that that was a child actor, or do you think that was like
Oh, please tell me that was a child actor.
I'm actually not sure, because a lot of the a lot of the like actual accreditation in the game is like to people who don't have like bios. They have
Oh,
other work they did stuff in, but there's not really a lot of info about them.
I see. Yes. I fully believe that was a child. That I have almost no doubt in my mind.
Okay, so AgeTec got themselves a child. All right, this is the last scene in the game, and also the last scene that I'm going to show you. This is you've defeated him. His name is Soulless. He's got he's going up to the corpse of like the person who was trying to teach him to like care about things, and he's not like understanding that she's dead.
Oh no.
Which I'm like cutting a little bit into it, but it does like go on for a little bit.
Is he like a fetus?
Oh, I get it.
He's a baby.
I'm outside now. Let's go see them together.
Oh gosh.
Are you mad? Are you mad at me? Lila? Come on, Lila.
Oh no.
Lila. Hey, Lila, please get up. Lila, please talk to me. Please, Lila. This feeling. Ah,
Oh, yeah. I'm sad too, buddy.
I get it.
Oh Jesus.
This is.
Oh my god.
This
Is death.
Oh holy shit. That was actually kind of cool. Oh my god. that was terrifying. At the very end, holy shit! I wasn't expecting him to morph into a man. This is death. Like, okay, so yeah, the child is very not good at acting. Yeah, the child is a horrible actor, and he's not delivering the lines with the sense of urgency that he maybe should be. You know, he's kind of just like, oh, hey, wake up.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind that he doesn't like know what death means as well, though. But yeah, even so, it's still like very flat, and like I feel like he could have like, instead of like him it being like one revelation and then he turns into fucking Dr. Manhattan here, it could be like he you know slowly is like he's like calm, you know, hey Lila, are you dead? And then like as he starts questioning it, it gets more frantic until it's like, oh, I get it, you know.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he definitely should have been like more upset, because like even if he didn't know she was dead, it's kind of like how kids, like, you know, they get impatient. They're like, hey, like, come on, wake up. But like, I mean, yeah, you can't really. It's hard to give directions to kids. But oh my god, that transition to "this is death," I was not
It's actually
prepared for
kind of
that.
cool.
Yeah, no, it was kind of sick. Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, great. Yeah, that's voice acting for this game. There are like other parts. A lot of the voice acting I kind of picked up the more like ridiculous ones, but a lot of the voice acting in this game is a lot more like Trunks from the beginning area where it's just like kind of flaccidly delivered.
Yeah, very kind of just like monotone.
Mhm. Which
They just grab somebody off the street and they're like, "Hey, get the fuck in here, read this." All right, thanks.
actually,
Okay, bye.
let me show you one more. I want to show you what a dying woman sounds like.
A dying woman. Oh god.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, hold up. Let me pull this back up.
God, I was kind of scared he was gonna Thanos my ass.
Oh, hold on. This is great. This is great. All right. This guy has just been delivered that like blow that you remember.
Yeah, Dante, right?
Yeah. He was attacked by this guy and he's like wounded, dude. Yeah, obviously he's fucked up. You can see it right here.
Right. Yeah, he's not having a good time.
The monsters. Everybody's dead.
Wow. He sounds like he's just finding that out. Like he's just figured out a puzzle. No shit, everyone's
That's
dead.
the captain. Is this the power of the ring? I must get the ring. The eternal ring.
Sounds like he's fucking constipated. What the fuck? It's not like like you can get louder, dude. Jesus. Oh, that was mint. Kino.
And we'll just go over across and this lady over here is also dying. Well, she's like actually dying. Let's talk to her.
No, the monsters.
Why does every... She's dead. Yeah, look at... She's fucking dead. Why does everyone read stuff so weird in this game? Like, the way they deliver their lines, it's like they are doing the first take. Right? They didn't read it beforehand, nothing. They're just reading it out loud as they go along, and they're just like, all right, that's it. One take, that's all we need.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess the only question I have to ask is like, how developed do you think like voice acting as like as a practice was at this time? I guess in video games at least. This would have been the year like 2000.
I think in video games, it was not that developed at all, really, and that's why we have games like this, right? And that's not to say the art of voice acting wasn't developed, because I mean, fuck, we have
There's obviously
yeah,
Disney and
yeah, we
stuff
got
like that.
movies, commercials. I mean, those go way back, right? However, you know, as far as video games goes, I think a lot of games beforehand weren't voiced, because they probably couldn't fit the data in there, could they?
Yeah, I mean because there was still PS1 before this. Like there are some voice acted games, but a lot of it just wasn't.
Yeah.
And also I do feel like voice acting in this day and age would have been like it'd be like you don't want to be a video game voice actor. You know what I mean?
How the times have changed.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like you got a lot of people who were like, I don't want to say they couldn't get any work, but let's be honest, they only voiced video games after this, so.
Oh yeah. It see, like, I don't know. I think this was just the advent for a lot of voice actors, and this was the time where a lot of them were making their way in, but there was a lot of empty spots to fill, I guess. If you want an example of like uh the child actor before, right? The fetus, Dr. Manhattan. Uh if you want an example of what a really good like child in a video game should sound like, you should check out Sierra Mana from Drakengard 1. It's not a child actor. It's actually the same woman who voices Kite from Dot Hack. But she gives a great performance of like a child, and that is like very upset. And it's not monotone, and it doesn't. I don't know. It's good. It's good.
There's, I also feel like because this is like a localization, there's, because obviously like women doing children's voices in Japan has been a thing forever, right? Like it's fucking Goku, right? Like, but, or was Goku?
Goku was a
Wait.
woman, yeah, or she
Yeah, it's the same
still
one,
is.
Naruto and all of them. You know, but and they were all kids in those settings as well. But I don't think that that's like something that like translated over here until like later, because I could totally see some companies just being like, the character's a child. Let's get a kid. Let's get some young rascals in here to voice act them.
I mean, as far as like, I think I think that was already happening as an anime, right? They were
Yeah.
definitely using women voice actors for children. However, it doesn't. I don't think the video game community like right now, video games and anime studios, they're very close to each other, right? A lot of them work in Texas, and so they talk a lot. Casting directors, they recommend people, and so it's all very like interchangeable. They communicate with each other.
This was definitely during a time when both anime and video games like weren't as pervasive in the West as they are now.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like they talk to each other at all. They were very separate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of localization issues here, which I really do think is like maybe AgeTec's not being like lazy, but they they definitely like were not putting their all into localizing these Japanese games.
Oh God, no, I don't think so. Yeah, I think they're probably just trying to get it out.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, because here's some context. They released 3 localizations for the PS2 on launch. So that's launch crunch, taking on 3 projects at once, and also just localization in general being fucky. Like it's I could definitely understand like how something like this could happen, but it kind of like it kind of messes up these games, which is sad.
I mean, maybe you could say mess up. I don't know. I had a pretty good time watching these voice acting clips.
Well, you aren't as invested in the narrative as I was. So it's like
You were, I wasn't too upset whenever fetus Dr. Manhattan came out and he had fucking Timmy from the playground voicing him.
Yeah. All right, yeah. That's I think that's all for now. You got pluggables. What do you got? Where are you at? Where can people who need a voice actor from the Midwest, where do they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at LakeToyaVA, and you can also check out my YouTube channel. No, you'll probably have to link that because it's pretty much impossible to find. And then I also started an Instagram, which is hold on, let me look. It's LakeToyaVA 2. So not like 2 like the number, like it is also LakeToyaVA.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, check him out. He's doing a lot of work for people online that he can't talk about because he signed like fake NDAs. And yeah. If you ever need your shit voice acted, he's great for it. I've personally heard his e-boy voice. He can do it. He's great. All right. Thanks for stopping in, Toya.
No problem. It was awesome. All right. Catch you later, man.